Alright, quick update on MIR protocol. So we're starting to look a little bit shaky right now. You can see that we've been in this ascending triangle formation slash, I guess, asymmetrical triangle for the past 2 months or so. We've been heading up, we've been looking pretty good, and recently today we've just started to fall out the side of this asymmetrical triangle. So bear in mind, we are still hanging around the long-term moving average on the EMA ribbons, and I would say that the 618 down here would be my price target, but we pretty much came down to the 618 already, so I really wouldn't kind of squabble about another 2.5% move to the downside when we've pretty much already come down and tagged it. So what should we look at now for Mirror Protocol? Now, if we haven't necessarily bottomed down here on the 618 at $1.56, then it could be potential we could have another move down to here. Now, we really do need to hold this 618 Fibonacci, not just for the market structure, because it looks like the 786 is quite a move down. So, I mean, we'd be coming down another 15% or so if we didn't manage to hold the 618 Fibonacci, and it's not necessarily that 15% move that I'm too worried about. It's the fact that if we don't bounce off this 618, like I said, we could have already bounced, like this is pretty much a retest in my opinion. If we don't start heading above these short-term moving averages, or heading above the EMA ribbons, but specifically the short-term moving average at the top of these EMA ribbons. If you see these EMA ribbons on the screen, the thicker green line at the top is the short-term moving average. This is the quickest moving indicator. So if we're hanging around the bottom round here, around the long-term moving average, then this short-term moving average is going to start to converge on the daily, and we could be getting ready for a bearish flip of the daily EMA ribbons. Now, in my opinion, I'm not saying this is going to happen. I still do think the market structure is bullish as long as we hold the 618. And, from a technical perspective, if we came down to the 786 and had a bounce, we'd still be bullish. But what really worries me about the fact that if we lose the 618, then you can see the squeeze more momentum indicator is going to have a bearish flip to the downside on the daily, and in my opinion that would carry enough momentum for these daily EMA ribbons to flip bearish as well, and we could see a quick flush out of the markets, which is really not what we want to see. But I have been talking about this for the past week. If you don't only watch my MIR videos and you do watch my Bitcoin videos, you know that for the past week I've been talking about this potential move down to 40,000 for Bitcoin. Now, we really just kind of trended to the side for 5 days at the bottom of these EMA ribbons, but it looks like we are coming down quite strongly today. We came down to as low as 40,700, so I'd assume that the bottom for Bitcoin is somewhere near. Nonetheless, I still do think it is very likely 40,000 is on the table. We've already come down more than halfway, so like I said, I'm not going to be, shorting this. I'm not going to be worrying if we don't come all the way down to 40,000. But I still do think Bitcoin could come down, another, what is that, 4%? Yeah, basically another 4%. So if we look at what's going on Mirror, your best case scenario is really the fact that we could have bottomed down here in the 618. If we lose the 618 at 156, then I've got to assume that the 786 down here at 133 is on the table. And like I said, it's not necessarily the move down to the 786 which is worrying. It's the fact that we've recently fired a long on the daily EMA ribbons. The last 2 times, let's check, have we done this 3 times? No, so the last 2 times we fired long on these EMA ribbons, it was a fake out. You can see these fired long, and they fired long at the literal top before they fired short again, and had a massive roll down the hill. After that, they had a massive impulse and they fired a long after it had topped out. It went back to short after a couple of days and rolled down the hill again, and we could be seeing something like that now. And I'm not saying this is the most likely scenario. What I'm saying is we really need to bottom on the 618. I'm personally not in Mirror right now. I'm not looking to trade it. I've been saying this for my past few videos. I'd like to see a break above the 200-day moving average, which is currently coming into about $2.02. Or is that $2.20? So yeah, $2.20, but this is going to move down very slowly over time. What I think we need to focus on is having a strong impulse off the 618, because like I said, if we come all the way down to the 786, not only is the squeeze mom daily momentum indicator going to head to the downside and we could be getting ready for a big flush out, but not only that, the EMA ribbons on the daily would potentially be coming down and firing a short. And like I've highlighted, the last 2 times we've put in this long signal, it fires at the exact top, and then after a week or so it tops out. So I'm really not liking this setup that we're seeing too much. Nonetheless, I'm not panicking until we do have a breakdown below 156. And either way, when I say panicking, I'm really not panicking anyway. What I mean is I wouldn't be getting out of bed until we have a breakdown of 156. Like I said, I personally don't hold MIR. If you're new to my channel, I maybe cover about 20 or 30 different cryptos. All of these ones you can see on the right side of my screen. And I'm really a trader when it comes to altcoins. I like to trade these altcoins when I see a good position. MIR is not something I'm looking to hold for the long term. It has been something I've been looking at on my channel though, looking for a potential entry point. And could we have an entry point if we have a strong bounce on the 618? Yes, but what would I need to see first? I'd need to see Bitcoin make a strong bottoming signal. If we come down to 40,000, have a strong impulse, so be it. If we've already bottomed down here at 40,700 and we have a big impulse, so be it. But Bitcoin needs to get above these daily EMA ribbons before they flip bearish. So I really need to see Bitcoin above / around 44,000. Until that happens, I really am not confident in trading MIR, because if Bitcoin has a flush out down to 40,000, there's no saying if this 618 is going to hold. So keep your eyes on 156. 156 really needs to hold. If we don't hold 156, like I said, a move down to 133 is on the table, but it's not really the 15% move I'm worried about. It's the fact that all the momentum indicators would have reset and headed to the downside, and then this long could turn into a short. And like I highlighted, the last couple of times that MIR Protocol has fired a long and then gone short, it has been absolutely deadly. Not to mention that the long-term market perspective is completely, pretty much invalidated. I mean, you know, I'm drawing this for fun because we're not even near the 786, but we're completely miles away from all of our Fibonacci regions. We're in an undeniable huge downtrend right now in the macro term. And that doesn't mean that I'm not looking for a short-term position to play on this, because I do think when this wakes up, when it has a big rally, which in my opinion will be when Bitcoin finds a bottom, that this could be a really nice trade to make a trade-off. But nonetheless, I'm not confident in entering MIR until we at least have a strong impulse above these daily EMA ribbons. 175 needs to be taken out. We need to be heading back into this ascending triangle. Otherwise, these EMA ribbons are going to flip bearish. Daily squeeze momentum is going to head to the downside. And then, you know, 786 is your most conservative target. And, you know, that could mean that you're buying 20% cheaper anyway. So it is what it is. From a technical perspective, as long as we hold 133, we're still bullish. I'd like to see it hold 156, because if we don't hold 156, these EMA ribbons are really going to be, you know, on the verge of firing a short signal. And that is not what I want to see. So that is all I see for MIR Protocol. Best of luck if you're in it. Once again, none of this is financial advice, just my opinion on the market, and you've always got to do what's best for you. Cowboy out. Peace.